Now, a guy that didn't play really for the Buckeyes, what was it, like 60 snaps maybe? I believe that Jaxon Smith-Njigba played 60, 62 snaps this season. He's going to be an interesting evaluation. He's going to be an interesting topic as we move through the draft period. So he shows up at the combine, and it's like, well, not going to run, but he did some of the quickness drills. So the 3-cone drill, 20-yard shuttle. Oh, look at that, top time in the group. Yeah, I know, because that's what the film shows. He is a tremendous slot receiver. Best slot receiver I've seen in college football in a long time. Long time. In fact, I don't know if I've seen a better one. I would have to think really long and hard about that. This guy was dynamic. He was a weapon, and he was totally indefensible in the middle of the field. So he sets, the mark for the wide receivers in the 3-cone drill and the 20-yard shuttle after only playing these 60 snaps. And it's like, okay, the hamstring's healthy. And there's some talk. I know Chris Carter's out there like, hey, he's going to run faster in the pro day than people think. Okay, maybe. Guess what? I don't really care because I know what he is. He's an unbelievable slot receiver. Now, what does that mean? It probably means that he's not going to be a great number one receiver or a prospect that could be your number one option as a wide receiver. That's not his skill set. But we're in the era where slot receivers can dominate the league. Look at what Cooper Kupp did a couple of years ago. Look at what, Amendola was able to do for years, and Wes Welker was able to do, and Julian Edelman was able to do. Granted, all of those guys for, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning in Wes Welker's case, but man, slot receivers can get it done. You look through the league, and this is the guy that I think could be the best slot receiver in the league at some point in the next few years. Now, does that mean he's the number one wide receiver for a team? I'm not sure. Or the best wide receiver in the NFL? I'm not sure. But he has the traits to absolutely produce. This guy caught 95 passes for over 1,600 yards last year. Went off in the Rose Bowl. 15 catches, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's an excellent player. And I want to take you back to that year because his 2 teammates were Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. And those 2 guys, as all of you know, went to the NFL last year and just played great. Played great. They were 2 of the best young players in the entire league. When you go back one season and they're all on the same team together, when I would talk to defensive coordinators and I would get ready for those games, the guy they always started with was Jaxon Smith-Njigba. He was not only the key to that offense, but really the best player on that offense. And I think those other guys even knew it. I remember, watching interviews, talking with these guys, and I would always say, all right, who's the guy? And they would all kind of admit it. They'd be like, Jaxon. Jackson's really the guy. He's so smooth. He's got a unique ability to understand the schematics of the middle of the field, which can be hard because they can move and change based on whatever happens post-snap and the rotation of the defense. And he understands how to get open. And like I said, I firmly believe that this guy can be the best slot receiver in the National Football League in the next few years. Whatever that means for his production, I'm not sure. And I will tell you, he threw out this comment during the combine, and it got everybody, all bent out of shape. He's like, yeah, if I play last year, we probably win the national championship. I don't quite see what was wrong with that. Did you watch the Georgia game? Because I watched the Georgia game. Again, all other things being equal, fine. Lose to Michigan, still get in. All other things being equal, if Jaxon Smith-Njigba is on the field, do they beat Georgia? The answer is yes. And that's not controversial. That's not a what if. That's not anything. I'm not taking anything away from Georgia. Georgia's the best team in college football. Listen to me, SEC fans and Georgia fans. Georgia's the best team in college football. Okay? They are the standard in the sport. It's not Alabama right now. It's Georgia. Kirby is the standard in the sport. Georgia, the standard in the sport. Having said that, even you'll admit, watching that game, they might not even win if Marvin Harrison stays in the game, much less Jaxon Smith-Njigba, who would have been better than everybody on the field. That's what the film suggests. Now, all things being equal, obviously, there's things that could have gone Georgia's way from a health perspective, and I'm not sitting here saying, Ohio State should have won the national championship. That's not what I'm saying. I'm evaluating what Jaxon Smith-Njigba said. If he's on the field, do they win the national championship? Probably, because that's how good he is.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.